Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of GearCity. This is a sequel to the previous Let's Play of GearCity that was supposed to be a sort of a tutorial normal game in which we kind of played around with all the things that the game threw at us, and we tried to learn a bit from our own mistakes. Now this one, however, is going to be way harder. We are going to play on a hard difficulty in a scenario type Let's Play in which I will take control of a Japanese company right after World War II, and we are going to hope to make our way forward. Now the first part of the game will be dedicated to the setup. We're gonna choose the difficulty and do little adjustments to make it a bit harder even. Then we are going to move into looking at what we have available and designing our first car. Now I think I said this in the normal playthrough, in the previous playthrough as well, but the game can be crippling hard, and it really depends on how you manage to establish yourself in the first month. Now this goes triple or quadruple in the higher difficulties. I never ever was able to do this at a nightmare difficulty. Not that I would try in the past few years, but on hard it is way harder, and I'm gonna try to explain now why. So we're gonna start a new game. This is the CFO normal difficulty, and here is the CEO hard difficulty, and then there's ultraviolent nightmare. So the description says, this is a hard mode. In this mode, you start with just enough money to get your company going. If your first model isn't successful, you will most likely fail. This mode starts you off with poor factories and branches. You have very few skill points and bad image ratings. Buying population and purchasing power is slightly reduced from normal mode. Most gameplay features are enabled, such as pension systems, which will cause fiscal havoc later in the game. So this will make the start and the later parts of the game way more difficult, because we will have to participate on pensions of our laborers. And there's gonna be way more to deal with every single day. Now the differences between the normal and hard difficulty can be seen as followed. On normal, all of these, with the exception of monopoly lawsuits, are disabled. On hard, you can be fired. So if you put your company on the market, you can be fired. Enable benefits system, and you have limit new branches. The setting will limit the number of branches you can open per year based on the size of the game map. Then there's options 2, where you have the establish AI, which is, by the way, turned... Oh, actually no, it is on. Okay, I thought it was off on normal. But this means that the game will simulate the other companies as an established things that are on the market for years and years. So they will start with way more production and image and stuff like that than you. So it will make it harder. Plus, on normal they're not really that hard, but on hard they really know what they're doing. So we're looking at a possible nightmare scenario here. There's new import tax. When enabled, the import tax system will charge additional taxes for vehicles shipped between two countries. The game bases the amount of taxes charged on the tax difference between the producer and the importer. The game will charge you a flat percentage if the production city has a greater tax rate. And the dynamic wages are on. Check this box to enable the dynamic wage system. The dynamic wage system changes the normal wages of employees based on historical averages and the current economic climate. When the economy is bad, employees' wages will be cheaper. When the economy is good, wages will be higher. We recommend you enable the auto wage system if you have the dynamic wage system enabled. And then there are skills and images, which shows what the starting values of your people are. On normal, they're at 10. On CEO, they're all halved. So yeah, that's what we are looking at. I'm going to do a couple more different things here that I would like to show you and explain what I mean with those. So on options 1, I want to lower the customer base slightly more, and the same with purchasing power to make it slightly more difficult. We're gonna enable, where is it? It's in options 2, random history, which will make which will mean that the Second World War is over, and now we don't know what's gonna happen next. So we're going into this blind, and we're just gonna hope that things are going to go our way. Because if Japan gets involved in another war right off the bat, we are pretty much completely screwed. So that's gonna make it even harder. Well, harder in a way that you can't foresee the future, because we know what's going to happen in the future. And there was one more setting that I wanted to... Oh, here it is. Component and vehicle inflation. So the price of the cars and your components will go up based on yearly inflation, which was disabled on normal. So I think this is all that I wanted to change here. No starting factor, no wars, no major conflict. Start with a bank loan. Disable marketing, disable technology introduction year, enable all vehicles, unlimited random, disable vehicle popularity charge. Okay, so I think we are done here. We can go with the base city map again, and we are going to make the starting year 1946, which is going to be very different from the 1900s where we started last time. So I wonder how this is gonna go. So the economy map right off the bat is entirely different. As it's 1946, most of the countries now have a different amount of money. When we started last time, we started in 1900, and the per capita in the United States was roughly around $500. Now it's triple of that. UK has slightly less, same with Europe. Some places like Prague are, screwed due to the war and due to the economy. But there are places now like Yaroslavl in Soviet Union and Moscow in Soviet Union, which actually make enough now to make a start of a game viable. Now, you could start even in places like Cape Town to make it extra difficult. Lagos is still not gonna work, I think. That's just not gonna work. But there are also places in Asia where you can start now, like Japan. Japan is starting at roughly $370. I think it's the same across the entire country. But what we're looking at here is a massive economic growth every year, which is now even higher than in the United States or in Europe. It's going to be just flatly great. I'm kind of confused why. Well, of course, Korea. Yeah, the Korean War is coming, so that's why the economy is not going to increase that much. But I plan to expand into Korea and maybe even into China later on, which right now is nonsense because it does not work. So we will be pretty much limited to Japan for the time being, and later on we might expand to United States, Australia, or somewhere else. No, I'm not really sure how many people live in Australia. Okay, the numbers are not bad, so we could start a factory or two there. Now, as we are a Japanese company, we're of course gonna start in Japan, and I'm wondering if I should start in Tokyo or near Tokyo. I guess we can start in Tokyo. It's not gonna be that bad. Corporate tax, though, is 40%. That's just insane. Well, it was 45 in the United States, so that wasn't that much better. It's 28 in England, 30. How much is it in 19 in Prague, 20 in Moscow? Okay, well, we're starting probably in one of the places with the highest possible corporate tax, so that's not going to be good. Okay, now we need a logo for our company. I'm going to go with U. Kind of like that. And my name is Oh, I didn't prepare a name. Okay. Let's use. Let's use Hiroyuki Shimiza. And the company name is going to be Hinoyume. Not the capital. Hinoyume. It's a new, small company that is going to start in Tokyo. And I think last time we used 100 random AI companies, so let's use 200 random AI companies now. Now this can really go badly. I'm trying to prepare you for the scenario where we really can fail. So just keep that in mind. This is a really, really, really rough. Okay, so we are now in our better and upgraded office. It's looking nice, isn't it? I like that. I like how the office changes over the years. You see new things popping up and around. So we are now located here in Tokyo. I think there are no conflicts in Tokyo and Europe. Yeah, there's limited conflicts in China, but that's the only place where we have unrest. Okay, so we are starting with $12 million. That might seem like a lot, considering that last time we started with like 600,000. But remember, inflation and everything is just more expensive right now. I could take additional 3,743,000 loan if I wanted to, or issue bonds, which is a better option. So I think we might want to issue bonds here. 10 million will go a long way for us to stabilize our company in the beginning. So let's take it immediately. We're going to put the maturity date on 1952. So we're going to pay $500,000 every year. Okay, I think this is doable. So let's issue bonds. Now we're sitting at 22 million, which is better. Do we have an office in Tokyo? We do, right? So the branch. We're paying $9,000 every month for it. Okay, we're gonna be off the market for about 2 years, so that's roughly 220,000, give or take. If we wanted to open a branch here, okay, it's 169,000, so it makes sense to close this branch off. Right. Yeah, so let's close the branch. We don't need that right now. We're going to focus on the R&D department and the research. So, unfortunately, we can't really go into the vehicle menu because we need to have a chassis, an engine, and the gearbox ready. But we can look into our charts and see what the body fuel type demand is in Asia. So, the sedan is the most valued car right now, followed by coupe, coupe 2+2, subcompact, touring luxury sedan, compact car, sports, coupe utility, pickup truck, roadster, microcar, and then van, roadster, compact SUV, hatchback. Okay, so you can see that there are some different, if you watch the previous Let's Play, you can see that there are some new things. Fastback, we didn't have that. Phaetons are almost gone. Okay, so those were the most popular in 1900s. Now they're just, disappearing from the market. We need to build a strategy around a working crossover. So we can't really start, we could start with a sedan, but that would be risky. Honestly, that would be really risky because that market's going to be saturated and it has quite a lot of demands on you right off the start. So I think what we're going to do is try to get a subcompact and compact car. These are some small type cars which have various similarities with the Phaeton. So we'll need to make a cheap, efficient, small car that we can sell easily, produce and sell easily. So let's focus on that. We trained this a lot in the previous Let's Play, so we should be fine with this. Let's actually start with the engine, because that one will make things easier for us. Now we have only few layouts available: an electric engine, a flat layout, an H layout, surprisingly, a straight layout, rotary layout, radial layout, single cylinder, steam layout, and V layout. So what I would like to do here is either go with a radial or straight layout. What is cheaper? Straight layout, definitely. Okay, with radial we would need to go with 3 cylinders, gasoline, the more reliable. Okay, let's go with poppet and natural aspirated engine type. Okay, so you would have a base cost of 354 with 11 horsepower and 43 Newton meters worth of torque. So if we try to design a 2-cylinder straight layout, gasoline, SOHC, natural aspirated engine here, it would be cheaper and have better stats. 3054, really? I would have expected a radial layout to be doing better. That's interesting to see. Yeah, it's definitely... Well, this one is a bit more compact, so yeah. So, wait, no, that's a chassis. Let's start with a 2-cylinder straight layout, gasoline, SOHC, natural aspirated engine. Now, just a quick review for those of you that did not watch my previous Let's Play. Each of these give you certain types of ratings, and those will, in the end, tell you what the final stats will be of your engine. Now, I strongly recommend you guys go back and watch my previous Let's Play of the GearCity, which is more tutorial-like. At least the first few episodes will tell you how the game works, so you can catch up a bit better here. So yeah, we have an engine here which is not really bad, but it's a bit on the expensive side and does not have such a good fuel efficiency. Now, I want to point out one of the things that you might be a bit confused. Why is there 23 to 30 when in the previous Let's Play there was always 26? This is because the game randomizes the stats a bit based on what you can see. You can not really specifically guess what the engine is going to be like. There's some margin for error because the design process would take a bit of time. So this is what the estimated stats will be like, which is kind of cool, you know. It's not a bad idea. So what we need to do here is make this engine very cheap, and we need to make it very fuel efficient and, you know, reliable. So we're starting at $323. I'm going to focus on fuel. Well, actually, no, let's leave the fuel economy away for now. Let's look at the power and the torque. I think we can reduce the size of the engine and increase... increase the size of the engine, not reduce it. And if we increase the weight as well... Yeah, it's just a couple of kilograms, nothing major. And that makes the engine way cheaper, which is great for us. Now, if we wanted to make it slightly bigger, could we? We could, okay. So now it would have a power of 41 horsepower and torque of 82. Which is better than what we started with. I don't think we want to focus on performance here. We want to, though, go max out with fuel economy and focus on fuel economy. So we're back to $300. but the fuel economy and power of the engine is slightly better, and we're still doing a good job here. If we focus on dependability, it's going to be at $382, but reliability is now way higher. The fuel economy is decent. 41 miles per gallon is not that bad for a starting engine. And what can we do here? Could we tone down? If we have the torque of 62 and power of 30, the fuel economy would increase slightly. Oh no, we need the... I think 30 horsepower is not bad. 31 fuel economy is good. Displacement 134. It's a really small engine, man. Reliability though is very high. Things are looking pretty good. So can we get a bit cheaper if we lower this? I'm actually hurting the engine too much. Okay. Manufacturing techniques we can. So this will be an engine costing $311. Overall rating will be somewhere between 26 and 33. Power will be somewhere between 15 and 22. Fuel between 22 and 29, which is good, you know, and it's going to be very reliable, which is what I'm aiming for here. I like that. Focus on performance, dependability, and fuel economy. If we lower this slightly, it would make the engine way cheaper. What's the difference? 52 to 59, 54 to 61. 280. You know what? Let's go like this. We're gonna make it a bit cheaper. Just 280. We had what? 311. That's $30 per car. Smoothness, reliability. It makes the project cheaper as well. 280. No. Still 258. No, let's not be cheap here. We really want a good engine. So let's go max out. Okay, and the project will take 10 months. That's not exactly very bad. Let's make it slightly cheaper. Let's go 12 months. And it's going to cost $584,000. Okay, I'm fine with that. So, what are we going to call this engine? Let's call it... I think it would be a good name to name this Oji-san. So 12 months, not a bad thing, a good engine. So now we need we don't need a gearbox, we need a chassis. And we have two options here, both of them very familiar to us. We get the ladder frame and the backbone frame. Nice. Okay, so as we need a bit more durable and nice chassis, I think we're gonna go with the backbone frame. No, the ladder would be cheaper. Durability is only slightly different, but the performance, well, let's see what the difference would be. Wow, we have a lot of drivetrains here. FR, drivability, performance, design. We want something that's very durable, so it will be dependable. And then drivability. What's the FR? It's recommended for subcompact. Front engine and rear wheel drive was the most common drivetrain in the 90s. By placing the engine in the front of the vehicle and powering the rear wheels, the vehicle maintains a good weight ratio. The vehicle will also have better traction and under acceleration. Front engine rear wheel drive vehicles are more expensive to manufacture, but they have increased performance characteristics and are easy to design. Okay. So this has the highest durability, nice performance and handling. You're slightly better in everything, but harder to design and a bit more expensive. Front mid-engine. Okay. Rear wheel drive keeps the engine in the front like an FR, but the engine is recessed and pushed further back than an FR. This is so the engine center of gravity is closer to the rear axle. By doing this, it improves the handling characteristics of the design. FMR shares many qualities of the FR. It has better overall handling because of better weight distribution, but it costs more and is harder to manufacture than a normal FR. FF handling, durability, performance, durability, weight, design, manufacture, and cost. It's bad for keeping traction while accelerating. The front engine front-wheel drivetrain places the engine in the front and powers the car via the front wheels. Front engine front-wheel drive vehicles are cheaper and easier to manufacture, but they have below average ratings at everything else. It is the most common drivetrain for economical and small vehicles because of its price and compactness. An F4. Okay, this is a 4x4. So I'm considering FF. Durability, weight, or FMR. Let's see what this one would be like. The front mid-engine. Okay, well then we have these bad boys. We need to decide on the front and back suspension. On the highest durability, which would be the leaf spring. Handling and braking. You know what, let's go with the swing axle. It's still very cheap. It has a better handling. Well, the durability is not that great. Let's go with the swing axle on the front and the leaf spring in the back. And see what our hybrid will do here. Okay, so the stats are already really cool. And the engine fits, so that's good. I think we can make it smaller. It's supposed to be a compact vehicle. Okay, so the wheelbase. Okay, like this. That's good. That made it even cheaper. Frame height. Make it smaller. And can we make it slightly leaner? Maximum supported engine length and width can be also lowered. So that's $171. Now let's see the suspension. Anything here that... We're always having problems with braking, so I want to max that one out. And we need the durability because we need a car chassis that's gonna work. So let's go with concerned. Ride comfort and stability. Let's drop those a bit. We don't really care about the 218. Components quality are gonna go down as well. I know that I'm a cheap bastard, but I need to be for this. And the suspension, design focus. Okay, that's the one we haven't checked yet. So design dependability is important. Ride control, we're gonna drop these a bit. And development pace, we want 12 months. Okay, so our chassis is going to cost $232. The project cost will be $445,000. The engine is going to cost $310. 232, 310. Okay, we're sitting at $560 right now, which is, not bad. My question though is just if I shouldn't increase the frame dimensions for the supported engine length. Because if we want to use this maybe for something else in the future, we might have to design a completely new chassis. This is a question. Would this be a multiple? Well, the difference is what, $20? Yeah, $20. 685. I think we're gonna risk it and just go with the lowest one. Let's not go crazy here. 233 is way better than 258. So, and we need this first project to succeed and do everything for that. Later on, we can become a bit picky. So let's build this one, and we are going to call it Tetsunoyuka. It's going to be ready in 12 months, which is cool. And now just the gearbox. Okay, we get some options here, and I am not familiar with the CVT. So we get the oldest non-sync manual, which is awful. Then we get a manual, which is better in everything with the exception of design and manufacturing. And then we get the CVT, which has higher smoothness, way worse performance though, and awful fuel. CVT, or continuously variable transmission, is an automatic transmission that can adjust its gears ratio without changing gears. It does this by adjusting the positional relationship between the gears. Typically, these types of transmissions require a belt or a chain in vehicle applications. This design has lower reliability in automobiles, but improves performance, costs, and reduce the design complexity of the transmission. That's interesting. What did you... 1925. It's interesting that it increases comfort greatly. But fuel is awful, and we are really about fuel. So, yeah. Gears. That's a question. 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, 4 speed, 5 speed, 6 speed. I think we're gonna go with 4. That's a decent middle ground. The more gears you have, the better the fuel efficiency, but the more complex it is. Add-ons. Reverse, we want transaxle, decreases weight, and what's an overdrive? Improves high-speed fuel consumption. Okay, so we need all of these. Overdrive, it's going to increase material design and the complexity. Okay. So, we're looking at $267 here. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. So, unfortunately, we need to deal with this in a way that's going to help with the Ojisan engine. So, the maximum torque is 62. That's not going to be a problem. We're going to go with fuel economy. 62. Yeah, we can go with top speed. And maximum input can be lowered. Drastically lowered. That's not going to make much of a difference. And that also lowers the reliability, so damn. Okay, let's leave it somewhere in the middle where it was. Focus. Fuel economy. Damn, you're good. Performance can be lowered. Dependability maxed out. Shifting ease can be lowered. And here are the material components, technology, and let's over, guys, so we get a slightly cheaper thing. Okay, so the fuel would be between 72 and 79. Reliability 41 to 48. I think though that that one is greatly influenced by the components, so let's keep it slightly higher. Manufacturing techniques do not really work into that, so I think I can just kill this one. We're not that interested in performance. Let's go like this. We're gonna have decent material and component quality. The manufacturing techniques will be killed, but technology is gonna be higher too. So we get 72 to 82 and reliability 43 to 50. Okay, and the maximum torque is 223. That's insane. Okay, so let's build this one, and I'm gonna call it Firu de Vacu. Oh, can't type. Firu de Vacu. I haven't changed it or checked the completion date though, so can we? Yeah, so we're gonna cost 767,000 and take 12 months to create. Okay, I'm fine with that. So let's build you up. And now that we have an engine and everything in progress, we can end the month. So we're losing about $272,000 every month. That should be great. So 11 months. Go. Okay, so the game has been simulating 12 months, and now we should have the research is completed. Cool. We got some new racing series, new contract request. Destruction. Forces launched a mass assault against Hanoi in French Indochina. The bombardment destroyed all factories. Damn. We can use the X layout. We got some new body types. We sold 0 vehicles. And stock market decline. Okay, I wanted to see the all-time market share. Recent world market share. Okay, we got Blueist and Shuva and Stephen Howell as the best on the market. One thing that I want to check is the current competition in our cities. So let's see. Competition. I'd like to see the compact. Okay, type rating. Best is 40. And subcompact. There's only one and it's 42. And they sold 90 of those. Okay. Not bad. Rating 43. So I think we can beat that. So let's check the R&D department and check the vehicles. So I was thinking about compact. Okay, so compact has some demands on handling, luxury, safety, and fuel and dependability. And subcompact has more requirements on fuel and dependability and safety. Okay. But compact has way less demand. So let's start with subcompact, and we might branch into a compact. So we're going to use a Hinoyume chassis, Ojisan engine, and Furudevaku gearbox. And let's just quickly check any car. I'm going to take any car here and see. Okay, the specific will be 41 to 48. So we designed it well enough that, and I can tweak this a bit more. The estimated material cost is 1,173 in this random car that I just pulled from the designer. And we have 383 per capita here. So let's say it's $400. We can go all the way to 1,600, slightly less, like 1,520. that's gonna be profitable. Okay, so let me just go ahead and design a vehicle here, a subcompact vehicle, and we're gonna hope that it's gonna work. So, gotcha. And we're gonna go with a custom one. So we got a lot of possibilities here. I think we're gonna go with Polino. If we reach to compact, I might make that a deluxe, which is the same chassis, just, or the Meta, just slightly bigger. So I'm gonna go with Polino and design it. And as is usual, I'll be back when the car is designed. So see you soon. Well, I think this has been the longest design that I have ever done. But I think it looks really nice. It looks like a early 1950s car. It's very small, just a two-seater for two people. And I like that there's so much more that I can do with this now that we have more things available. I like the concept of 4 lights, you know, the smaller lights and the bigger lights. It looks pretty cool. The tail lights are also nice. I never used these before, but I think it looks kind of cool when we make the doors visible and the trunk. So that's also kind of cool. I'm not sure about the color, but you know, it's not bad either. So let's call this one a 1947 Marmot. No, let's actually call it yeah, let's go with Marmot. I like that. And we're gonna deal with the car now. So what can we do here? We have pretty good specific already. Let's see if we focused on males. 25 to 35. Okay, that would make a bit more sense. The car is $1,173 though. We need to make it a bit cheaper. Unfortunately, we need to make it a bit cheaper. So the luxury is not that important. What's important is fuel. So design focus and dependability, right? Yeah. So dependability needs to go up, and we need to test the fuel economy as well, and the reliability. So that puts us somewhere around 50, but the car is also way more expensive. So I think what I could do here is just lower the luxury. We absolutely don't need any cargo focus. The power is awful, though. But again, performance can be disregarded. and the problem is if you max something, okay, I'm gonna max the fuel like this, and okay, that still puts us around 50, which is great. We're at 1270, so I think I can just drop this. 1200 for the car is good. If we make $300 per car, we sell, say, 80. That's not good. That's not good. Damn it. Okay, well, material quality. Okay, like this. So we're back sub 1200. I don't think we need luxury at all. Safety we need though. Style we don't. If we drop the market demographic testing and everything. Okay, if we drop the market demographic testing, we're still at the same rating and we are around $1,000. Utility, if I drop that as well, and the comfortability, we're down to 1,059. And if we just disregard the insides as well, okay, still 46 to 53, and the car is now much cheaper. Let's see if we can take it down even more. The price needs to be low. If you get 48, I'm still a happy man. So I can go into safety. If I go into safety and the rest is reduced, we're at 1,046. And if I disregard this as well, it's going to take the rating down though. So 1,015. So, okay, another notch here would mean okay, we need, I don't think we can get sub 1,000 unless do something like this. Yeah, okay, so that is really hurting us. So it's gonna cost in the end $1,008. Actually, coating I think I can kill. It doesn't do anything. Well, we could go for 999. Okay, I'm okay with that. Let's go 100. Let's go. Wow. What an effect manufacturing techniques have. Okay, we're gonna go $999. That's actually pretty good. I think we're fine there. The project cost $3 million. Well, we do have money. But I'd like to keep it simple. So let's just go with the design focus. How lower can we get? We can get way lower. So if we just make this April of 1948, we're gonna get a project cost of 1.8 million, which is way better than what we had. So I guess I didn't really need the bonds at all, but I think this car is pretty neat. So let's get it, and we are going to call it Mamoto first gen, and the trim will be 1948. So there you have it. We have designed our first car, and it's coming in a couple of months. So I guess this is all for this episode. We designed an engine, a chassis, and a gearbox, and we made a car out of it. And right now we will head to episode number 2, in which we spend a lot of money for just waiting for this car, and then hopefully start manufacturing them. Now, we don't have any cars at all at this point, so I can't really check how much my factory can produce, but I think maybe I can see it on the factory screen. We have maximum 5 lines. Okay. 5 lines. Yeah, we have 5. So I guess we have the same factory as we had in the previous Let's Play, in which we have 5 lines, roughly 90 cars per month. So if we set the price right, we'll have a basic income. We're gonna start trimming this car, make it slightly better, and we might make it into a compact car or a micro car down the line. We'll have to see. But yeah, as I said, that's for another episode, and I'll see you there with more GearCity in Japan.